Kure presents the Word on the Beat talk show hosted by Jen K. Get ready for another fantastic episode at wordonthebeat.net. What's up, everybody? This is Jen K from Word on the Beat. We are here with another episode. Today, I have one of my favorite DJs in the Pacific Northwest on the couch. He's a producer, engineer, studio owner. He's part of Street Plug DJs and Night Shift. Please help me welcome DJ Kure.
What up, bro?
Hey, Kure.
What's good?
How you doing?
Good. No complaints at all.
I'm glad we finally got this scheduled.
I know.
It's been a minute trying to get this done. I appreciate you being here. I know you don't really do much of the in-camera stuff.
Nah, I'm behind the scenes type person.
So you are not from here.
I am not.
Tell people where you're from.
I'm from Alabama.
And what brought you out here?
The military.
Military.
Uncle Sam said you got to go.
And you've been out in Tacoma for how long?
I got here the end of 2016. So, 8 years now?
Oh, wow. And we met in 2019.
Yeah.
Maybe 18 when I was with Digital Dope Boys, but I don't know.
It's back then, it's blurry.
Right. It was a
forever,
while ago.
It's forever ago.
I do remember, I think this was the first time I actually had an interaction with you was 2019. I was out of work at that point, and I was home in Sacramento visiting my parents. You were in LA doing the Beats and Beers.
Oh yeah.
The BT weekend. And I grabbed tickets to the show, and that's how I officially met you.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that.
I mean, you were off that crown that night.
That night was kind of blurry. It was real blurry.
Well, you did amazing.
Thank you.
DJing that night. What got you into music?
So, I always been like a music guy, but me growing up, I just used to just collect music, just, oh, this sounds cool. Let me look into this person's discography. But instead of downloading one song, I'll just start going through everything.
Okay.
And this is like the LimeWire time, so it's easy to download stuff. You used to click and get everything, get all the viruses and stuff with it too. But I always had an open palette when it came to music. I got family in New York. My mom's side of the family is from New York. So they have once you go to certain regions, they got specific music taste,
Right.
So I get to listen to the old 90s boom bap stuff like that. And
Right.
then being in the South, being in Alabama, Gucci and stuff like that is hot at the time while I'm growing up. Mm-hmm. So at the time, I was living with my brother-in-law. He's a New York hip-hop head. So I'd be talking, oh, Gucci this, oh, not Jadakiss that, because he was kind of old. Mm-hmm. So I get to listen to, oh, yada. So it just, my musical palette just built up. Fast forward to 2015, what got me started in DJing, I went to this bar, I was stationed in Florida, and I started talking to the DJ, just on some drunk shit. And he told me how to work his board, whatever, yada. He went to the bathroom, but he told me what to do, because the song was finna end. The song ended up ending, music went off, people started talking shit. You know how you in the club and the music go off?
Oh yeah, of course. It's a bad thing to have your music to go off as a DJ.
But the guy wasn't there, and I was just standing there. So it's just people looking at me. I'm like,
I'm not the
exactly.
DJ.
Bro came back to the board maybe less than 15 seconds later. It's yo, give it up for DJ No Name. People start clapping and stuff. He pressed play, and people just went on nothing happened. So I think that next weekend I went out and bought a board and just started learning how to DJ.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And since then it's just kind of been.
It seems to come pretty naturally to you.
Yeah. But I guess my musical journey is I never took on a lot of stuff at once. I didn't try to DJ, learn how to produce, engineer, all that stuff at the same time.
Okay.
So years later I started producing. Years later after that I started engineering. So it's just kind of, it made sense to me mentally.
You were able to learn each craft.
Yeah.
And good amount of time.
I wasn't trying to just stuff everything just to make money off of it. So
Right.
it was easier.
Okay. So what was do you remember your first show you ever DJ'd?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I used to, actually. When I got back to 2015, when I first got that board, I had orders to Korea.
Okay.
So after I bought that board, like 3 months later, I was in Korea. And I know how to like DJ and stuff like that. I'm a bedroom DJ, you know, I'm not trying to go to clubs or whatever. But something told me just to reach out just to see what happens. There was a bar like right outside the front gate. And just so happened that the DJ that was there came back to the States. So they was looking for a DJ. I just went over there and started talking. Me being drunk, just started talking. Like, yeah, I can do this, yada, 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 yada. And I just walked into a residency, like just every Friday I was there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I learned so much from that because it was like, one thing I was doing, like to teach myself how to get better as a DJ, I'll go on YouTube and I'll like listen to other people's set. And I'm like, let me try to do this so I can learn all these transitions, all these cuts, all the little nuances.
Right.
I learned this dude's set, and it was like maybe an hour. I got to the club, I started playing music. I'm like, oh, people showing up. Let me play this set. I'm gonna play it right here. Hour goes by, and I'm like, shit, it's still 3 hours left. And like I froze up because I didn't know what to do. Played it again.
You played the same set again?
Yeah, played the same set again. But after that weekend, you think about stuff like that. I learned a lot that night. You know, next weekend was completely different, and I got like so much better because I was practicing more then.
Yeah.
I was like practicing every day then. But you gotta think about a year of me doing that. I learned so much. Crowd control, like rotating the crowd, just little stuff like that. Talking to people on the mic, talking to people just in general. That year I won't say solidified it, but like trial by fire, like it really, really worked.
Trial by fire. I know that all too well with this show. My goodness, if you've seen season 1, there's a lot of trial by fire. So I get that. But your first DJing, your like introduction to DJing was overseas.
Yeah.
So is there any difference in the music internationally, or I mean, music is pretty universal.
Yeah. So, yes and no. It's like being from Seattle and going to New York. Like, you're going to know certain stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's like them certain, like, cultural things you're not going to know. Like, I don't know K-pop. I don't know Korean music.
Right.
But there's a lot of, like, American people over there looking for American music.
Okay.
So it just kind of fit.
Okay.
Because you're not going to put a Korean DJ in a spot where you need to play American music.
And since it was right by the base, you have a lot of American.
Yeah, and all the timing just worked out perfectly.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then, so you had mentioned you learned producing after that, and then engineering. So how really did you get into those things? Because not a lot of DJs also produce or engineer.
So with producing, I got deployed in 2018, and I knew it was gonna be like 12 hours of work, not doing anything. Because my job's not like you're on your feet doing a lot of stuff. Like I sit in the shop all day.
Uh-huh.
So when I was there, I'm just a YouTuber or whatever, and this guy just making beats or whatever. I'm like, let me try this. So I ordered a bunch of equipment, got delivered over there, and I just started learning stuff, just started like putting stuff together. I got a habit of spending money before I know how to do stuff. So I spent like $1,000 on some Ableton equipment, and I learned it, but I wanted to make my money back. So I started making beats, selling beats or whatever. But it wasn't like, my beats wasn't selling because like, anybody knows me personally, I'm not going to sell you a beat. Like, here you go, do what you got to do, I got to the point where I was making like a beat a day. Just like after that 12-hour shift, go home, make a beat, go to sleep. And I was doing it for like 5-6 months until I came back. So like, that's how I got into producing. Because when I came back, I got with Doc. He's back in town.
Okay.
But I'm like, here's a slew of beats, Like, I don't know what to do with these for real. I'm just giving them out. And him being an artist or being like the jack of all trades that he is, he let me record to him. And that's when my money like radar clicked on, like, I went out and bought a mic. I went out and bought some speakers, and a little reflection filter, and we start recording.
Okay.
And that's how I got into engineering. But Doc is one of them artists, is like, if you don't know what you're doing, do not record him.
He's pretty picky.
Yeah. Because it's like some artists, like, not easy to work with. Even though it's the homie, but it's just layer. And I didn't understand it at the time. So just like, I want to dub this. I want to do this again. I'm like, the first one sound good. Like, no, it can sound better. But the first one sound good. No, it can sound better. And it was a lot of that, and I had to like understand it.
Right.
So after dealing with him for so long, he had one of his friends come up, and I ended up recording him. I'm like, so this is how stuff is supposed to be. But me dealing with Doc taught me a lot of stuff. So
right.
when I started recording other people, it got easy.
So I guess Doc was a good first artist for you to record then.
Yeah, to add on to that, it's a lot of alcohol involved. So we just be drunk like 4 o'clock in the morning, like, yo, let's record. I'm like, I don't want to do this, but like, you know, we here.
We here, let's do it. And from that, you've started to. Well, first off, so you talk about Doc, and you guys started Street Plug DJs it was you, Doc, and K-Fi?
So,
who all was it?
I was a late addition to that.
Were you?
So to go back to when I was deployed, Street Plug DJs was doing the music review, right?
Right. It was K-Fi and Doc.
They was doing it at like 8 p.m. every Monday.
Yep.
It was 8 p.m. here, but it was like 4 a.m. there. And I'm at work not doing anything, so I just turned into the live. And I just start watching it. And I knew Doc, you know. We just chop it up every once in a while. And I think like maybe 3 weeks before I came back, I ended up getting on the phone with him somehow. And he's like, when you come back, we need to chop it up. I'm going to introduce you to K5, blah, 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 blah. But the funny thing is, I already knew K5.
Okay.
But it was one of them situations where you had to put a face to a name.
Yeah.
So I knew him. I think the night I came back, I got back on a Friday morning, and K5 was at Wayne's, and ended up DJing with him that night. And then I think the next weekend we all got together, and there's history since then. Right.
And I was sad when the music reviews ended, but I know like that's not something you can just keep going for 3 years. Yeah. It lasted a good while though. No,
I did.
And it was good, and I was surprised when you did start coming to the show, because again, you are a behind the scenes person.
But see, at first it was funny because I was just doing photos and stuff, because I was trying to find out how to fit into that. Another thing I picked up while I was deployed was camera work. So when I started coming to them shows, I'm like, let me take some photos, whatever, and I just passed them to K5. K5 using his promotion. Right. So. Yeah, but after a while, I stopped bringing my camera and I just started talking to people more. Because I was like that shy guy in the back. I'm like, I don't know you. I'm not gonna talk to you. That was just me. And at the same time, everybody smokes too. Like,
yeah, everybody smokes. Everybody drinks.
Yeah, but more people smoke than drink, and I don't smoke, so it was that barrier right there, you know. So. True. Yeah, good times. Good times.
A long time ago, feels like.
Yeah.
Now you own your own studio.
I do.
And we're gonna show a bunch of pictures of that. Where is this located at the moment?
So the studio is in Spanaway, Washington.
Okay. And it's a nice place. I've actually, I was there when you were still setting up. Where is it? This situation.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what you called it.
It's an infinity wall.
Yep, that.
Yeah.
So what is this for? What's the point?
It's a video set. So like if you take pictures, anything on it, you don't see the hard lines.
Okay.
So you can literally take a picture in there and it just look like you're floating there low key.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I loaned Kure my tools so he could finish that. Just saying. Yeah. I helped. Huh? Yeah, he built it. Studio, I mean, it ended up looking amazing in there after you had done building your studio in there. So it's located in Spanaway. What are your hours for people who want to work with you?
24 hours. Hit me.
Okay. Now, one thing about you is
You gotta catch me. I would say that.
yeah, you're hard to get a hold of if it's not. If I don't know if it's about business. If you're better, because I'll hit you up on some random shit sometimes, and just never hear from you for weeks.
It won't be that long. Maybe a couple days, maybe.
A couple days, maybe. But
I got a specific. If you're trying to get into the studio, you're trying to do any business, I got a number. I got an additional number for that, and it's not just me that checks that. So
okay.
If you're trying to do anything, just reach out.
I've been trying to get a flyer made from you forever.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have the receipts. I can show you. No, yeah. Every time you hit me back, though, the money's already gone on something else. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna wait till the next time I get paid.
Just send me the details. I'll make it. We can go from there.
Okay, we'll work it out. Now this is kind of a recent studio. You have been in other places. You kind of jump around a little bit.
Ooh, yeah.
A little bit. I've noticed that happens with a lot of people. Which is nothing wrong with that. That's fine. You used to be over at Mac Tree's spot, the BNI.
Yes.
That was your last spot.
Yeah.
Before this one.
Yeah.
We had Dries on. And he kind of talked about that, how it really didn't work out to keep the space, financially and stuff. But how was working over there for you?
It was a big learning process for me.
Yeah.
When we first started that place, well, before that we was in my garage, and then we just we need to expand because there was 3 engineers sharing one spot, and I felt like we were losing money off of it. So me being me, I stay on Marketplace and Craigslist and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I found that spot, and originally we were supposed to just get the upstairs. But one of our investors at the time was like, yo, just get the whole building because you don't want to be upstairs blasting music while you got something else going on downstairs. Complaints and stuff are going to happen.
Right.
Which is true. So we ended up getting the whole building, and we built out our rooms and got all the electricity, all the utilities, all the licenses to work, and then stuff started falling apart. And it's not bad stuff start falling apart. It's just lives start happening.
Right.
So you get I can't afford rent right now, or I can't afford this. I don't have any money, and I don't want to get anybody stuff on camera, but it got tough really fast. Yeah, it got tough. It didn't work out, but for me as a business owner, I loved it just because for me being in the situation I am now, I know what not to do.
Right. You always learn from each experience.
Yeah.
Whether it's a negative or a positive, you always learn something.
I don't want to say it was completely bad. The dopest thing about that, it was a compound. You could literally come and get everything you want done.
Right.
Literally. And that was my vision when we built it. Don't leave. You need something, go to the next room.
Right.
You need video, go downstairs. You just talk to so-and-so.
Mm-hmm.
But it just didn't line up. Just people lives and stuff happen, and just kids and yeah.
Yeah. Now you don't have any kids.
I do not. I got a Frenchie. That's my little homie.
So you don't really have that part of it, which is kind of nice. I'm the same way. I don't have kids, so I have a little bit more freedom to move around when I need to. So night shift is your what is night shift? It's your studio name. It's your brand. Why do you spell it the way you do? Why are the I's missing?
So originally there's no I's in it because it wasn't just a. It's it's no I in team. The same situation.
Okay.
I should sent you the other logo. It was just a moon that says Night Shift on it. Instead of NGHTSHFT Studios. That's more specific for the studios. I made this logo specifically so I could change studio to whatever we're doing. Night Shift Records, Night Shift Productions.
Right.
That's why this is set up like that.
Okay. All right. And who's all part of Night Shift? Because it's not just you, right?
As of right now.
Yeah, I guess.
Me. But I have people I work with. So like me, Wild X, that's really it. But when we do stuff together, it's kind of like Night Shift Presents, you know, jig type stuff. But as far as like officially like on a roster right now, it's just me.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's no bad juju toward anybody.
Right.
It's just kind of how the shit happened.
It's the life thing again. You know,
Yeah.
people. I do know people are going through some different things, doing their own thing. I haven't really seen Wild in a long time,
Working
but I
on the
also don't
weekend.
go out, so
Yeah.
I'm sure he's out. I know. So you guys used to be at Night Owl for a little while.
We still are.
You still are.
Every Saturday.
You DJ there every Saturday? Really?
Mm-hmm.
You don't promote
I don't.
anything.
We can talk about that too. I do, but I don't.
Sometimes I feel like I always see your stuff late though, because I'm trying to figure out where. Lately, I've been trying to figure out where you and K5 have been, so I can pull up. But I
want to say K5 does Venus and Mars every weekend, unless he has something else going on. I think that's his spot.
Yeah, I think that is his spot. I showed up there a couple months ago just to see him. That's a cool spot for him. He's got the younger crowd.
He does.
Coming up on that.
That's good. That's
a good crowd for him. So you're at Night Owl every Saturday?
Every Saturday.
I didn't even know that. Where else do you DJ? Do you DJ anywhere else?
Consistently?
Yeah.
I'm about to start. I might be starting Fridays at La Familia and Kent, or I think it's in Kent. Thursdays I was doing Jazz Bones, but it didn't work out. But we still kind of have Thursdays if we need to do something.
Okay.
Sundays, if I get booked somewhere, I get booked somewhere. But outside of like my regular spots like that, I DJ all over the place.
Right.
It's like wherever like the party is, like hit Kure.
Okay.
DJ for artists?
I will.
That was gonna be my next question. Do you have any artists that you specifically DJ for?
So DJing for artists is kind of like tough because they're not doing shows like that. You know, if I get booked to DJ for artists, it's probably like an artist that flew in, and then I'm DJing the openers, and then you know, it's not like a local artist like throwing a show like that. That doesn't happen like all that much. The last like big show I did was it got rained out, but I did the big Yevo show in September.
Okay.
He didn't show up because it got rained out. Before that, I did Jocelyn Hernandez when she was here. Dang. Who else? I missed the Neo one, but that was a scheduling conflict. But yeah, most of the time, like I don't do like local shows like that. Like I get booked to do the headliner, and then just the openers just kind of like get in there. I don't DJ just one artist a night.
Okay.
So I will though.
So you don't like DJ exclusive artists like I know I think YSC Calico had Roddy Mack as his DJ for a minute. Of course, they never did anything.
You see what I mean?
But so I understand it's hard. Yeah. It's hard to have a local artist under you for sure.
I got artists that like I really mess with though. Like they can do a show. Like we can do stuff. Like I use Eva X for example. He's not like my artist, but I know his music.
Right. So you can easily DJ him.
Yeah. So like I turn into his DJ / like hype man just because I know his words or whatever. Like I know like he's running out of breath. Let me go on for him. You know, start talking.
Gotcha.
But like I don't have artists like that I do like that. I work with like that.
Okay. Interesting. Are you open to working with local?
Definitely. Definitely. My only thing is, if you're gonna come to me in that type of situation, don't put me in a position where I have to believe in you more than you believe in yourself. That's my only.
Oh wow! Yeah, for real. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean it happens though.
It does. It does.
I've never had an issue like putting somebody on, even on the DJ space or the producer space. Like, hey, talk to so and so, like spread the knowledge. There's enough money to go around, but you gotta want to make that connection on your own.
No, exactly.
So it's kind of like, I'm not gonna walk you into this. I did so much for myself by myself. So for me to tell you like, oh, just go over there, and you don't want to do that.
Give you the step-by-step instructions.
Yeah. Even like artists, like there's even back to the Street Plug show, get on the show, tap into the live, just email so and so, and people don't even do that. So it's like, how do you expect me to take you serious as an artist? So if you don't come to me, come correct. Please come correct. I will treat you like another $1.
I wanted to ask about FYE.
What about it?
You work with them a lot, right? And you guys are still working together?
Yeah.
How is it working with all of that? They do a lot. So
at this point, it's kind of like working with family.
Yeah.
Like when I first moved out here, I got my first shot through Pat, and it wasn't even like some big shit. It was Lady Luck. But you in the point where you don't do anything, you don't know anybody. It was kind of like, oh, this is big, you know. I remember when I first got on with him, I just ended up getting double booked through another DJ that wasn't supposed to book me. They hired some DJ from Atlanta to come out here, and I just got to talking to him. He said, next time I come out here, you should open for me. Cool. That's my foot in the door.
Right.
But that next month he came. I walked in there on my equipment. I started setting up, and I didn't know Pat at the time. But Pat and Toon Bugatti was there. And I started setting up. He's like, who are you? And I'm like, yada, yada, yada. We start talking. I'm like, well, the DJ booked me. And Toon was like, I am the DJ. I'm like, wait, what's going on? So we started figuring it out. And I started packing up. I was going to leave. I'm like, no, fuck that. Let me stay and see what happens. So I asked Toon to let me DJ with him. And I'm like, you ain't got to pay me nothing like that. Fast forward to like middle of the night, the dude pops up. And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, yeah, sorry about that, just miscommunication.
Oof.
Yeah. Anyway, I let bro use my board because there wasn't room on the table, but with that, it made me stay throughout the whole night because I'm not finna just leave my equipment with some dude I just met.
Of course.
We get to the end of the night, and Pat was like, oh, you dope, you good, blah, blah, blah. He got my number, and I think the next event after that, he booked me. And then we just been going strong since.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Pat's the homie. He got me booked out of state like a couple of times. He got me booked at the
Beats and Beers. Yeah, that's you introduced me to Pat that night too.
And it was so like natural with that. I'm like, oh, I see you got an event coming up in LA. You're like, yeah, send me a picture. He just put me on the flyer. I'm like, bet.
Yeah, that's really what got me there too. Because I'm not just gonna take a bus down to LA for anything. I saw you were on the bill and I saw it was an FYE thing, and I was like, yep, that's worth it.
Yeah.
You pay this $50 or whatever it was. Go. Let's see. So we've talked about your producing, DJing, engineering. We've talked about everything.
Yeah.
I feel like. Now you're currently in the reserves.
I am.
When you get out, are you planning on staying in the area, or do you have any plans to move?
That's a good question. I haven't thought about it.
Oh. Okay then.
Let's see how business goes when I get out.
Right.
Cause like I plan to keep doing music, whatever, but
you can do music anywhere.
Yeah. I don't want to have to restart in a new market. I'd rather expand and go somewhere else rather than pick up and completely go.
Okay.
I think that might end to be what happens. So I might just start another studio in Portland or something like that. Or LA, you never know. We'll see what happens. Ask me again in 3 years.
Okay, I'll put it in my calendar. Now, how do people get a hold of you to play their music at the club? What are your standards? How do you go about that?
Depends on who you are.
Okay.
Like encourage anybody to have a conversation with the DJ first. Don't just come up and, hey, play my shit. When I first moved out here, I had so many people like, yo, just play my shit, play my shit. And I feel like they came at me like entitled, like, I don't know you.
Yeah.
And people treat me like I'm from here, which, thank you for it, but it's like, bro, we didn't grow up together. I ain't go to school with you. Like,
I don't know you.
but that gave me a chance, like, to learn artists out here, kind of learn how they move, whatever.
Yeah.
But I know there's DJs that send me a song, I'll charge you, or let me preview the song. Send me a song. We'll go from there. I'll listen to it. I even sometimes I'll just play it off rip. But I'll tell you now, I know how to quick mix. It will be on for like 10, 15 seconds and I'll go into another song. So, and then I engineer too, so I know if it's like mixed and mastered and stuff like that. I could tell off the rip.
Right.
I can look at the waveform and tell like, okay, this is some BS. I'm not even gonna do this.
So come correct again.
I'm correct. And I'm not a hard person to deal with.
Right.
I'll tell you like, oh bro, I'm gonna play your song. Don't go walk off. Stand here, you know.
The people know.
And even like local artists, they'll play my song, but they don't show up to the club. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna play it. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna play it. Because this is just me playing a random song. I'd rather give you the credibility, like, oh, this person's here, he's by the bar, or he's standing right here dancing, like this is this guy.
Okay.
You know, it kind of like it goes together. Because I'm trying to put you on in a sense.
Now and I get that, and I like that concept. The only thing though is like there are artists out there who don't go out to the clubs. They don't go out to the bars. I mean, L Rock's one of them. He doesn't go out unless he's performing.
But I know him though. That's different.
So it's different if you like actually know the artist.
Yeah, there's the artists that like just put out music just for the hell of it. But there's artists that's networked into where they are. You know. Mm-hmm. So like I guess in him in this situation, like people know who he is, as opposed to like, oh, I just moved out here. Here's my song. Okay. I'm gonna be the next biggest thing, you know.
Okay, that makes sense. I was about to say, I don't know. Okay, all right. That makes sense. Or up and coming artists no one knows about yet.
That's what I say. You can have that conversation with people. Like, hey, I'm so and so. This is what I'm trying to do. Yada yada yada. Here's my song. If you can play it, play it. Mm-hmm. If you need to listen to it, listen to it. You know. If I was an artist coming to a DJ, like I want you to play my song, I'm not going to come to you night of. Hit him up on a Wednesday where he's not doing anything.
Right.
You
right.
know? It's real, you know.
Yeah, make sure it's a club song. Like, don't send no shit. It's not a club.
Come on.
That's why I don't ever send it to DJ. I feel like none of my music is for the club.
But the club song right now is kind of blurred.
Yeah, no,
you know.
For sure. I feel like it takes like the people to get it in there. If it's not a club song, it's gonna take the people to get it into the club. Mm-hmm. If it is a club song, you can hand it off to a DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. How do you go about making your sets for your...
Ooh, so you remember earlier when I was telling you I memorized that 1 hour set?
Yeah.
I stopped making sets after that.
Oh, really? You just play whatever?
Yeah, I just play whatever.
Nice.
Like, there's like some parties that I do, it's like I got to stick to a theme, you know?
Right.
And I like, okay, let me go here, here, here. But generally, I don't make a set where I have to play this song and play that song, play that song. Unless I'm doing a wedding, that's... Right, and that was going to be my follow-up. So you also do other events than just clubs and bars. You have weddings that you do. Weddings, corporate gigs. I did a homecoming like 2 weeks ago. I'm trying to book this quinceañera right now, just because I've never did it and I want to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, just...
There's such a wide market for DJs to go. Like, they can go anywhere. I think... who is it? Don G that used to set up at the mall and just play outside of a store.
See, but that's another thing. Some corporate gigs, like Macy's, they'll book you.
That'd be like a booking? You can't just show up at the mall and play.
Yeah, you can.
Oh,
no.
I don't know.
Hell no. Yeah, you can go to a parking DJ like if you want to, but like a store like that, they probably like put that together. It's probably like some type of event, some launch event, something like that.
Okay.
I DJ'd at the mall in Federal Way a couple years ago, but it was not a fashion show. It was a apparel store, but they was doing a launch for not the artists, but the people that work there. So it was one of them stores that they make T-shirts and stuff like that, and they had a bunch of like people that had their clothing brand there, and they was doing a party for them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
To piggyback off of the quinceañera, you gotta create a whole new you gotta go dig for music.
Yes. So hey, it's two ways to handle that. You can either, hey, send me some songs that you want to hear. The more the better. You got to kind of
Right.
emphasize that the more the better because you make my job easier. Or I can go research and just
Figure it out.
yeah. But it's hard when you do that because you never know.
Right, because you don't even know what they saying.
Bro. Bro, I did an Indian it wasn't a wedding, it was a anniversary. No, it was a birthday party. They sent me a bunch of songs to play. I don't know nothing. I don't know what they're saying. I don't know nothing. I'm just okay. I'm gonna play this song, play this song, play this song. I'm just going by BPM.
Right.
Come to find out that like halfway through the gig, like this guy came up like all these songs are like edits, and like I don't know this, and they're like,
So no cuss words.
no. It was like you ever meet like a blend basically,
Oh, not the
like
real
them
song.
like EDM versions, and like I'm thinking this is regular shit. I'm like, all right. But after that, like I'm freaking out, like, cause I don't know what to do. I don't know what to play. Like I'm playing the same shit over and over again. I'm like, you start watching the clock, like it's time to go. Bro, that was like one of my most stressful gigs.
I can only imagine, like, yo, like, damn, what do we see? I gotta find all this mariachi music.
Like,
You-
What's her name? Selena? Selena?
yeah, Salinas.
That's funny. Yeah, you gotta know a bunch of different artists from different cultures. Then get you some Hispanic DJ friends and some
Yeah.
Indian DJ friends.
So I was gonna ask next if you link with other genre DJs.
Yeah.
You know,
So until I came out here, I wasn't exposed to like the performance side of DJing. I just always understood like the party rocking, you know, like play hit after hit, keep the energy up. Well, one of like the early gigs I did out here, I had a boat party and I got the DJ with these people from Seattle. They're like real like turntablists, like all the stuff you see on shows, all the extra stuff. They used to do all that, but they used to incorporate it into normal stuff. And I never saw that, so I'm like, wow, like they got groupie out of me like real fast. But they wasn't playing anything like that you can find, but they make you think different, you know. Like let's throw this Justin Timberlake, the Janet Jackson in here. Even though it's all these black folks want to hear all this young shit, let's throw these old R&B joints in here. And then I started DJing with I don't know if you ever met Ray, Latin dude, short.
I don't think so.
DJ Dr. Ray actually. He's a hip hop guy, but he's Hispanic. So he just knows all the Hispanic stuff.
Yeah.
And that switch is fast. Like he'll go from Lil Baby to Bad Bunny like real fast. And it's like, I don't know how you did that. But it just makes you think different. Just so when you in a situation, as me as a DJ, it makes me think differently. And it makes me look at the crowd differently too.
Interesting. So you're constantly trying to grow your craft.
Yeah.
I know a few DJs that, and I'm not naming names, and I'm not saying it's bad, but I just know a few that are kind of stagnant in their way. They just like the way they do it, and that's it.
It's bro.
Which is nothing wrong with it. I just feel like it doesn't allow growth.
It's hard sometimes because I felt that way sometimes too. Even when I was at Lady Luck every weekend, you start to notice that, oh yeah, I've downloaded all these new music, all this new stuff. I'm gonna play this, I'm gonna do this, do that, and the third. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear that same shit you played last week.
Not like us, man. I feel like that
hate
song's
that-
been
I
played and
hate that
played
damn
and
song.
played and played.
Yeah.
I think you made a post that you were gonna stop after a certain week,
And I still played it.
You do?
Yeah. Cause like you gotta think about it, like you know what songs like convey like certain emotions, or whatever. You know what. You know what certain songs that turn up a crowd.
Yeah.
Do it again. Do it again.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear anything different. Just do it again. I had people like complaining to me about playing like Mac Dre and Too Short, like, but it works. How do you dance to a song, then come to me complain about it? Like that's weird, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do it again.
Well, that's one thing I really like about you as a DJ. Whenever I'm at any events you're at, you have such an eclectic range of music. And you throw in local guys. I heard you playing Big Spesh at one event a few years ago, and you know, you do incorporate the local artists, but you definitely, I've noticed you're really, it seems like you're really good at reading the room and knowing what to play, which is really cool.
That's something I learned in like Korea. It's like you gotta learn how to read the room. You gotta learn how to like do certain things. Like there's a science behind it. From a bar owner looking at a DJ, it's like, yeah, he's playing all this music, but if I play all these hits all night, people gonna get sweaty and tired. They're gonna leave like halfway through the night. It's a real thing. So you gotta know how to like rotate the floor, send these people to the bar. So that I'll start playing weird shit. I'm like, I don't want to hear this, and go to the bar. They spend all their money.
Interesting.
10 minutes later, I'm playing all these hits again. They back on the floor dancing. It's a science. It's a rotation behind it.
Never thought about it that way. That's really cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nigga play some shit like, hey, perfect time to go get a drink.
Yeah.
It works. It works. And as soon as you come out the bathroom, it's like, okay, that's my song. I'm finna go dance or whatever to it.
That's wild. Now we've talked about all the music stuff, but you're also a graphic designer.
Yes.
Sort of.
No, I'm graphic
Well,
designer.
I mean, I haven't been able to get you to do
Or
my
hire.
stuff, but you know, no. But you make. I feel like you make some of the best flyers around.
So, I do. I do.
You do.
I'll say that, yeah. But the reason I started doing that, I hated my name getting put on flyers just look like ass. Literally, that was it. So I learned how to use Photoshop. I'm so serious. That's how that
I
happened.
really wish I had pulled some old flyers because you really do make some amazing looking graphics. Yeah, there are people out here that just, it looks like they put everything on randomly and the names are all spelled wrong, and I'm just like,
See, stuff like that. Bro. Kure is like, I done see it spelled like 4 different ways. And I'm like,
I mean, there's the real way, C-U-R-E, but
I get that. But it's like,
I don't know other ways it could be spelled.
it's like, even with my name, it's like 10 other people on a flyer. It's like, you see all the little typos, whatever.
Yeah.
And I always hated like getting like 7, 8 different versions of a flyer. Bro, let me do it the first time. Do it right the first time. We ain't gotta worry about this. And then it's coming from me, so it's like I'm kind of a perfectionist in my own self. So like I'm not finna just give you no BS. And then it got easier because I was doing a lot of them flyers with a bunch of other people on it. It got easy when it was just me.
Right.
So that flyer just came way more simple.
Now, what other graphic designs do you do?
Really whatever people hit me for.
Logos?
I don't do logos as much.
You don't do logos much?
No.
Okay.
That's a very like particular thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I even hate doing my own logos. Cause I'll sit there and just tweak it. And it gets to the point where it's like that's a new logo.
Yeah, it is a new logo. When
Yeah.
you sent it, I was like, wait a second, this isn't okay. I like the prescription. It Cure the World. I love the whole thing.
I needed the logo to put on a flyer like a couple months ago, and that's where this one came from. I was using the RX, but all the other stuff, it wasn't on there. People didn't understand the RX. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah,
And
I didn't even, when I seen it, until I read the...
It's the Cure the World that
I
makes
was
it make
like,
sense.
Oh, shit.
That's hard.
Okay. I didn't even know you was using the RX, yeah.
I had one of my early logos was a pill bottle with the RX, and I had to let me stop using this. It was like, it looks cool, but I'm like, nah.
A little too drug dealer, huh?
Nah, seriously.
Yeah, that's dope, though. Cure the World.
Well, how did you
I read that, I was like, that is amazing. My bad.
How did you come up with Cure the World?
I think Doc came up with that.
That makes sense.
It was Cure to begin with, but
Right.
I think he said that for the first time. I think I just ran with it.
No, it's cool. I really like it. Now you have on your writer of your EPK some specific things
stuff,
that you
yeah.
require when you are DJing.
Oh yeah.
Tell the people what those are, because they're great. I love it.
I know I got Skittles on there.
Yeah, you definitely have Skittles,
I think it's
but
tropical
you have
Skittles.
it's specific. It's
Yeah.
tropical Skittles.
Yeah, the blue bag is the best bag. Yeah. Debatable. Very debatable. Very debatable.
The Skittles debate is on.
Yeah. But when I made that, like, I was looking at other people's writers, other DJs' writers. And if you know Stevie Aoki is as a DJ?
I don't think so.
Do you know who he is?
Oh, yeah. I know. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
But he has wedding cakes on his rider.
What?
Wedding cakes, yeah.
That's extravagant.
But he throws wedding cakes in the crowd. But the venue supplies it. It's part of his show.
Interesting.
He has weed on there. Lifeboats, like the little blow-up boats, just pass across the crowd.
Oh, okay.
But that's where the Skittles thing came from. It's like, let's see if you actually pay attention. That's $1, you know.
Right.
That's hospitality, you know. You don't book me halfway across the country, you know.
Don't give me no tropical Skittles.
Let's do this right.
I just find it so funny. The writers are amazing. For those of you who don't know what it is, basically it's a list of things that you require of people who book you to provide. So for artists, it'd be whatever they want in their dressing room or before their show or whatever.
They have a
travel, hotel. Like if you don't have these things, they do not have to provide it for you. But I've seen some wild ones too. But when I saw the tropical Skittles, I was like, that is extremely specific, and I absolutely love that.
I could have had alcohol or some more just random shit on there, but it's like,
exactly. You had something.
Yeah, something very doable. Yeah.
Yeah. That's another thing I really respect about you is you're really not extravagant. You're not a high maintenance type of person, type of DJ. You're pretty chill. I
really try not to be, because I know like some DJs and artists, they're like high maintenance, and I'm like, for what? We both like local right now. Why are you doing this? Make shit easy on yourself. That's another reason I started doing graphics and all the other stuff, so I could come to a promoter like as a package. Like, what do you need? You know?
Exactly. You can do it all.
Yeah. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna do all this extra shit just to get all this done. Like, bro, let's sit down, let's figure this out. That's the hard thing that people just don't understand sometimes.
Right.
Dial it back.
Exactly. Well, I think we have covered everything, and we're almost out of time as well. Mm-hmm. So, Kure, I really appreciate you coming through. Again, I know you're more of a behind-the-scenes person, but
I'm not gonna see me on camera for another 6 months.
But this was really fun. Getting to know you better and how you do what you do. So, tell the people where they can find you at. I
am DJ Kure on all social media. Simple.
And what about?
Snapchat is Kure the World. Yeah. I think.
Clearly, you must not use it often if you don't remember. Or it's just on your phone.
Find me on Instagram.
And then you have a website too, don't you?
Not right now.
Oh, I thought you did. Okay. Well.
Yeah, not right now. It's under construction.
Okay. Cool. Again, thank you for being here.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Always here. Again, y'all go find him at I am DJ Kure on all social media. You can find us at Word on the Beat 1. That's Word on the Beat number 1 on all social media. What else? We are shooting at the LX3 Creative Studio in Tacoma, Washington. We have a recording studio upstairs with 2 in-house engineers and producers you can work with. My amazing producer and artist friend, L Rock. Woo. You can find him everywhere at Long Live L Rock. That's LROC. Shout out to him. He has been elevating the show and getting me right every time. It's amazing. What else? I think we're done. Stay tuned for the next episode, y'all. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching the Word on the Beat talk show. Be sure to follow us on all social media at Word on the Beat 1. That's Word on the Beat with the number 1. And visit our website at wordonthebeat.net for more updates and content. See you next time.